Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today I'm setting up July in my bullet journal. So the theme for this month was totally inspired by my favorite summer memories as a child, which all took place at our family's cabin. So we would go to this cabin every single summer. We had so much fun, and so all of the doodles and stuff for this theme are coming directly from that cabin. So even if you didn't go to the same cabin as me, which I can guarantee that you didn't, you can definitely take this theme and use it for yourself, maybe change up a couple doodles or a couple of colors if you want to, but I still think it's really adaptable. So if you do want to plan along with me, you'll just need to grab some basic supplies, grab your journal, grab a black pen, and grab a couple colored markers. I used like 3 bright colors for my main colors, and then like some, grays and browns for kind of just the extra things. And if you have a white gel pen, I would recommend getting a white gel pen as well, but if not, that's totally optional. Also, I am starting a brand new journal for this half of the year, and this journal is once again from Archer and Olive. I have just been so impressed with their journals and have since become an affiliate with them. So I will have my affiliate link down in the description. By using this link, you get a discount and I get a small commission, so it's really a win-win. So if you're looking for a new bullet journal, I would highly recommend Archer and Olive. The quality is amazing, and please feel free to use the link that I've got in my description. So one other thing I want to mention before I actually get into the plan with me is that I'm still working on the giveaway bullet journal for one of you guys. So I've mentioned this in all of my previous plan with me videos. I am making a custom bullet journal for one of you to win to use in 2022, and it will have all of my themes from 2021. So this theme that I'm planning right now for July 2021 will be in that journal for July 2022, which one of you will win at the end of this year. So stay tuned to all of my plan with me's to hear more about how you can enter to win that journal. So let's just get started and plan July. So here's my new bullet journal. It's from Archer and Olive, and it's one of their A5 journals. And I just recently did my sort of second half of the year journal setup. So if you haven't seen that video already, I will link it above, where I'm kind of setting up my overall yearly spreads in this journal. So for July, like I said, I'm doing a cabin theme, and this whole thing is like bird's eye view. All right, so this right here that I'm drawing right now is our dock. We had this awesome like floating dock that had just like a thinner sort of walkway above the water, and then you get onto the dock, and this is like pretty true to life, like what it would look like. Me and my sister were always lying in the sun on that dock because often it was so windy there, but if you lie down, you don't even notice, and it's nice and warm. So there were always 2 towels lying out, one for me, one for my sister, and of course we each had our flip-flops. And then one of my favorite activities to do at the cabin was, we called it diving. Literally just, we took these little diving toys, like for children. They're called toy-pedos. So that's what I drew down by the goggles. They're pretty small. You'll get a better look at them later. But they're called toy-pedos, and we would throw them into the water. And the way that these things are shaped, they can swim, like not actually swim, you know that, but they can swim for up to like 30 feet from where they hit the water because of how they're shaped. So we would toss those in, me, my sister, and my dad, sometimes my brothers too, and then we would throw on our goggles and jump in, and they all have like a points value on them, each of the toy-pedos, so we would compete and see who could get the most. And anyways, we seriously loved doing this. Even as adults, that was one of my favorite things to do at the cabin. So this spread, honestly, visually, it's not my favorite bullet journal spread that I've ever done, but I love it, and I just love the memories that go along with it. So that's just a little overview of our dock here, and I don't always outline things with black, but I did decide to do that this time just to make them sort of pop from the color of the dock, because I felt like they were kind of getting lost. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to use this theme, but you want to personalize it more to you, like I know that you probably didn't throw on goggles and jump into the lake with your sister and your dad to go swim after like children's toys, you can customize it. So if you want to get rid of the goggles and just have the towels out there, or add something like a beach ball or some sunglasses, whatever you like, I still think that this theme is really customizable, even though it is a very like personal theme to me. So here I just went in and wrote out the title for this month, which is July, and to do that I used my yellow Tombow dual tip brush pen and a blue Zebra mild liner for the drop shadow. So those are kind of my key colors for this month. So I'm using one Tombow, one Zebra mild liner, and then that pink color is actually one of the Shuttle Art dual tip brush pens that only comes in a pack of 120. So I will have the links to all of those supplies and more, including this black fine liner that I'm using and the white gel pen that I'll use later on. I'll have all those links down in the description in case you're interested. So now that I'm pretty much done with the title page, I'm moving over to the left side and I'm just keeping this setup exactly the same as I've done for every other month this year. So over on the left, I'm gonna have a page for memories where I can just write down some of my sort of highlights of the month. And I feel like for most of 2021, it's been a little bit tough to come up with that many highlights just because Canada is still in quite the lockdown. So I haven't been able to go visit people or do fun things. I have still had lots of good times, don't worry, but I'm really excited for July because restrictions are set to lift. Not all the way, but pretty close. So I'm pretty excited to fill this page up for the month of July. So down at the bottom, I just drew kind of like some towels. And if you saw, I did totally mess up on that second yellow towel, but I actually just took a piece of grid paper from a different notebook, a cheaper notebook, and chopped it out and taped that right over top, and you can hardly tell. So I'm just designing those towels with some little white gel pen doodles, as I often do. That's kind of my go-to when you want to draw really simple designs, but kind of spice them up and make them look really cute. And just to add some finishing touches here, I'm going in with the thin tip of my zebra mild liner and drawing some little blue waves around the dock. So moving on to the next page, I'm keeping my same setup. I'm doing a nice big 2-page calendar. So I usually don't use black to draw all of the outlines around this calendar, but I decided to give it a try this time. And these calendar boxes are 5 grid spaces wide by 6 grid spaces tall. I use this size every single time because it gives me enough space to write down different events, but it also leaves that nice big margin on the right side, which I always use to write down YouTube stuff and goals for the month and things like that. So 5 by 6 is definitely my go-to measurement for my calendar boxes. Now I'm just using my 3 key colors here to draw little dots for the days of the month to go in. So now that I've decorated the top part and added my title for the month of July, I'm going to fill in the margins here. So I used one of my Pentel Fude Touch brush pens to write YouTube, and I know the blue doesn't quite match, but I feel like it still has the same undertones as the other blue, so I thought I could get away with it. And I absolutely love these markers for doing calligraphy. They are just so smooth. So as you can see, I've got a spot to sort of prepare myself for what YouTube posts are coming up right along the top there. So typically I post every Tuesday and Friday, so I've just written down every Tuesday and Friday in the month of July and then left a space to write down what video is going live that day. Now, fair warning, I don't know if I'll be as regular in July. I haven't really had summer holidays since I've started posting bullet journal videos, so it may be more difficult for me to post consistent content, but that's still the plan. And then down at the bottom here, you can get a little bit of a closer look at those toy pedos that we always chase after when we're at the cabin. So moving on, I've got my tasks page here, and this page has been so helpful to me. I use this all the time, so I'm just going in and writing tasks in calligraphy and then adding some of those sort of diving doodles around the sides. So for this tasks page, I've been splitting things up into 4 different categories, and I'm doing the same thing today. So some of them require more space, some less space. You can totally personalize this if you do decide to use a sheet like this. So I first have my house tasks, basically just chores that I want to do this month that aren't just the typical daily things like dishes and laundry. Then I've got a spot for other, sometimes projects that I'm working on or whatever. Then up on the other side, I have a spot for my YouTube videos, things that I need to film, sponsorships that I need to do. And then down at the bottom, I always write social, but it's really just people that I want to connect with. And honestly now, if the restrictions are lifting, I may be able to stop using this in my bullet journal, but basically the reason that I started doing a little section for socializing is because working from home during the pandemic, there were very limited places where I could actually go out and see people. So I had to be very intentional about actually connecting with other people and not just being totally isolated. So that's why I started using that little social box, and I've just kind of kept it because it reminds me to text people that I care about and FaceTime with them, even those that don't live close by, which, I always love doing, but I don't think of it nearly as often as I want to. So that's been a helpful spot for that. Now over on the other side, I have my monthly check-in. So I just start with the prompt, this month and then I'm adding some doodles down to the bottom. So some more of those toy pedos and some goggles and some towels. And for these towels, I'm just going in with white gel pen to add a few fun designs to those. So the prompts that I'm going with this month are this month I'm learning, this month I'm enjoying, and this month I'm thankful for. So I just kind of fill these in whenever I feel like it throughout the month. I don't love having a set mood tracker or gratitude log that I have to do every day, but I still love having a place to sort of reflect on those things. And so that's what this is for me, just kind of a place to dump those kind of thoughts when I do feel like it. So finally, I am adding another page to the setup for this month that I don't usually use, and this is essentially a habit tracker, but I like to title it routine because I set this up so that I can track the habits that I want to do every day, morning, afternoon, and evening. So like I said, I work from home, so I'm trying to break up my day and include different habits throughout the day, if that makes sense. So the blue stripe at the top is going to be kind of the heading for my morning routine. The yellow stripe is for my afternoon, and then the pink one down there is for the evening. So I have the longest morning routine. I don't try to do as many set habits in the afternoon and evening, but in the morning I do try to pretty much stick to the same routine. So this page is going to be very, very simple. I ended up actually adding one to my June setup after I posted that video. So you didn't see it, but I actually liked using it. I don't always like doing big monthly trackers like this because I don't really want to go back to these pages on a daily basis, but it worked for me in June. I'm gonna give it another try here and see if I like it for July. So along the top here, I'm just writing the days 1 to 31, and then on my sort of afternoon stripe, that yellow one, I did the days of the week instead. I don't know why, I kind of like being able to see both the dates and the day of the week at the same time. And then you can see I'm just titling them morning, afternoon, and evening, and that's it. I didn't add any doodles to this page. So let's do a quick flip through of this month. I've got my title page with a bird's eye view of our dock and a spot to record some memories from this month. Then I have my nice 2-page calendar where I can track my YouTube and my goals, then my tasks list and my monthly check-in, and finally a nice page to track my routine. Thank you all so much for joining me to set up July in my bullet journal. I hope that you liked this little summery cabin theme. If you did, please feel free to leave a like on this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.